Hello, this is David with Stupid Things People Do and what we can learn from them. Today we're going to review budget airlines, beginning with the airline from my own backyard, Frontier. Frontier and I used to have a great relationship. They got me to and from college 4 years in a row at a great rate with no incidents. But that was well over a decade ago. Since then, their customer support seems to have slipped with a lawsuit being filed over their all-you-can-fly pass. According to that lawsuit, you can fly all you want to, provided your flight date is during the year 1904, and provided that your carry-on can fit inside of your purse. At least according to my paraphrasing of the plaintiff. As for Frontier's side of the story, well, as of writing this, they have yet to respond. Moving right along to Spirit Airlines. They're also in hot water this year over their gotcha carry-on bag fees. Squeezing water from a stone is one thing, but you can only try to squeeze so much cash from customers before they object, this time with a class action lawsuit. While Spirit customers tried to sue for $100 million in punitive damages for surprise fees ranging from August 2011 to August 2017, instead of going to court, Spirit agreed to settle to the tune of $8.25 million. So that's like 170,000 carry-ons. And now for the airline which wins this competition, Southwest. But competition? What in the world were they competing over? I guess I forgot to mention that part. They're competing for dumbest reason to get sued. Or more like dumbest reason to get into legal hot water. And pretty high on that list is firing Carol Carpenter, not her real name, for being pro-life on her social media profile. The trick is, if Carol were pro-life because of her faith, which most pro-lifers are, then under Title VII, you can't fire her for speech that was not at work and was related to those beliefs. A quick lawyer note, you actually can fire people for doing things like incitement or calling for genocide. For example, maybe at Harvard. But students chanting Intifada is a whole other controversial stupid thing. Regardless, the speech involved in the Carol Carpenter case wasn't violent, and therefore not something you can just arbitrarily fire someone for. Southwest didn't get that memo, or more likely didn't care, and fired her anyway. She sued. They lost, and the judge ordered them to notify their employees of their rights against religious discrimination. Yet, Southwest again either didn't care or didn't get the memo, because instead of informing their employees of said employees' rights, they issued a statement to the effect of, "The court ordered us to inform you that this airline does not discriminate against our employees for their religious beliefs and practices." So, dumbest reason to get in legal hot water. Is it mistreating your customers? You'd think so, but no. Is it having unusually glitchy accommodations for a poorly conceived all-you-can-fly buffet? Also incredibly dumb, but still no. No, the dumbest reason to get in legal trouble is flagrantly ignoring the direct instructions of a judge. This judge, by the way, was like fire. He described the situation better than I ever could. To quote him, Southwest's notice failed to mention Title VII, that the federal law known as Title VII contains a prohibition, and that prohibition prohibits Southwest from discriminating against flight attendants for their religious beliefs. Instead, Southwest's notice communicated that there's nothing to see here aside from the court bequeathing Southwest a badge of honor for not discriminating, which the court did not do. Not content with merely inverting the court's notice, Southwest also sent a memo to its flight attendants the same day, stating that its employees must abide by the types of policies over which Southwest fired Carol, and it believed that its firing of Carol was justified because of those policies. It's hard to see how Southwest could have violated the notice requirement more, taking these modified historical and movie anecdotes. After God told Adam, "You must not eat from the tree in the middle of the garden," imagine Adam telling God, "I do not eat from the tree in the middle of the garden," while an apple core rests at his feet. Or where Gandalf bellows, "You shall not pass," the Balrog muses, "I do not pass," while strolling past Gandalf on the bridge of Khazad-dûm. I swear this guy must be like a different time-traveling future version of me who became a judge. Anyway, now in addition to losing the lawsuit, Southwest is being held in civil contempt. And their lawyers now have to attend 8 hours of training on religious freedom being conducted by the Alliance Defending Freedom. Yay! So what's next for Southwest? Not compliance, that's for sure. Instead, they're engaging in a form of legal Leroy Jenkins by appealing to the Fifth Circuit Court. Because surely one of the most conservative courts in the country is going to take a bright view of religious discrimination. In the interim, Southwest has asked the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals to stay the training pending the outcome of their appeal. The lesson learned here? Why spend a little bit of money when you can just spend even more money? I mean, really, what are we nickel and diming customers for if not to spend those savings on poorly conceived legal battles over whether or not we can fire our employees for religious speech? Briefly turning off the embittered sarcasm. The Frontier lawsuit is still ongoing, and the Spirit lawsuit got settled. But Southwest wins the Budget Airline Prize, not only because they violated a court order, but because they managed to find a way to treat their own employees with the same barely concealed contempt other budget airlines reserve for customers and skin rashes. And instead of conceding their mistake, they are now trying to appeal that decision to the aforementioned Circuit Court of Appeals. So, no one really knows for sure how these cases are going to go, but Southwest is doing the legal equivalent of going all in on a two-pair. So what's the real lesson learned here? Is that religious liberties are real, and businesses need to respect them. By failing to respect religious employees' liberties, Southwest opened themselves up to litigation and worse, mockery. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.